Etsy ads meltdown. Yes, Etsy is changing or testing Etsy ads. Loads of you sellers are really, and quite rightly so, very angry about these Etsy ads changes. I'm here today just to walk you through what's going on, what you should be thinking, what you shouldn't be thinking. Do you use this? Don't you use this? Let's just go through this and sort this out step by step so that everyone knows where they are. So, Etsy have recently, a couple of days ago, made changes to Etsy ads, and they've given us 3 options that you can use with Etsy ads. One of them is called increase your return, which is really, how do Etsy not manage to get simple grammar right? Increase your return means you're going to make more money, but what they mean is spend less. So why don't they just call it spend less? And then we all know what it means. They just have this way of not being able to describe things in a way that everyone will understand. Anyway, so increase your return is basically spend less. Then we've got balance your orders with return. I mean, how confusing is that? Balance your orders with return is basically a mixture of getting more orders but not spending too much. And then the final one is increase your orders, which means you basically spend more. Etsy will show your ads to more prospective buyers and maybe you'll make more sales. Okay, so the first thing, this is the bit that everyone's really annoyed about. To access this 3-section area, you've got to have a minimum ad budget of $25, right? Which, and quite rightly so, is annoying a ton of Etsy sellers. Who wants to spend $750 a month on advertising? Most people don't. Serious businesses that are making decent sales, yeah, they're going to, and that's fine. But they're spending it anyway. They're spending that budget anyway, so it doesn't really matter to them. I want to be clear here. You are already enabled for the middle option, which is balance your budget spend with orders. Don't think you don't have access to these 3 options if you don't choose them. You are already in the middle option. Okay, so this is, you don't actually need to do anything to be part of what this is. But the problem is it's way too expensive for the average Etsy seller. Yes, some people will be doing that kind of budget spend and way beyond that. But loads of clients that I talk to don't have that budget and they don't spend that budget every month. So I'm going to put up on your screen the 3 options. You can see here on the screen now is the balance your orders with return. You can see what Etsy says about it. It clearly shows what they intend to do with your money. So they're trying to balance everything, which is where you are anyway. That doesn't, if you just don't touch it, you're already in that bracket anyway. And honestly, if you are using Etsy ads, and I'm going to get on to who should be using Etsy ads and who shouldn't a little bit later in this video, please stay for that. It's so important. So many of you are making mistakes with Etsy ads, right? Just stick with what you've got, okay? Just leave it as it is. This is a test at the moment. A lot of people are seeing this. Some people haven't seen it yet. So this screen at the moment is the one that's balanced. Now I'm going to show you the one that's called increase your return. It should be called spend less. Just spend less. It makes sense. And now you can see what Etsy says about that option. And then coming up on your screen now is the final one, the final option, increase your orders. Okay, so if you tick this, it will spend more money. Okay, so expect it to spend more money, and it does. I've seen it. It does spend significantly more money. But if you've got the budget and you want to test it. Right? For most people, if you should be using Etsy ads, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, leave it as it is, okay? This is a big test at the moment, and as always, we want more control, and technically Etsy's given us sort of more control, but it's so frustrating because it not really, because there's nothing behind it. Spend less, spend more, spend the same. We don't get any more of a look under the cover of what's going on with Etsy ads really than we ever did. It's just now giving us 3 options. And to be honest with you, they've delivered it to us in a really confusing and angry seller way. I totally get why people are angry with this. It's $25 to click 3 buttons and we've got to trust you. you know, $25, trust me, bro, trust Etsy. No, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that, and I know why you guys aren't either. So let me know if you're going to do this. You know, get into my comments and tell me what you think about this. Tell me if this is awful, right? I want to hear what you got to say, right? If you like this, tell me what you like about it. Or tell me, you know, you're just indifferent, you're just going to leave it as it is. I'd love to know if you're going to use these options. Do you have the budget? Let me know. Do you have $25 a day? I think it's $750 odd a month to spend on ads. I mean, I work with plenty of clients that do, but doesn't mean you guys do, or most people do. I think most people don't. Let me know your thoughts on this situation with the ads. So the next thing I want to talk about is, you know, who should be using ads, right? And I'll keep it crystal clear, and I've mentioned this in other videos, and I'm going to mention it here now, so hopefully this is going to sink in. Don't use Etsy ads if you're a new Etsy store. That's the first thing. Never ever use Etsy ads, and definitely don't use this system, right? This new $25 a day thing. Okay, this is not for you. It's not for you because you have no organic proof whether your store even works, whether you can make sales or not, right? Don't waste your money. I guarantee you, if you do this, either in the new options or just the existing balanced option, you're just going to waste money. You're going to like that money, you're going to spend it, and you're going to lose plenty of ad budget. So just don't do it, okay? So if you're new and growing, don't do it. Don't use Etsy ads. And the next thing on this is, well, when should you use it? And you should use Etsy ads when you have sustained organic proof in sales that people want to buy your stuff. Let me just say that again. Sustained organic proof that people want to buy your stuff through organic sales. Okay? Not just a sale here and a sale there. That's not organic proof. You need daily sales. This is what I teach all my clients, and it serves them well. Wait until you're making daily sales before you even consider using Etsy ads. I promise you, you'll end up losing money. Once Etsy knows you, think about this. Once Etsy knows you, and it knows your customers, it knows what products are selling, it knows who's buying, it's got a sales imprint and a sales history for you. And then ads tend to work a lot better. Okay, so if you're making loads of sales, daily sales, use it, test it. Make sure you've got a daily budget that gets you through a day of advertising. This is another thing that sellers don't get. You can't just use Etsy ads and sort of, just throw $2 in there or $3 and you run out of budget in 90 minutes. It doesn't work like that. You don't know when your customers are going to be purchasing. You've got to make sure that you've got ad budget to actually get through each day. So you kind of got to plan it. Right, you've got to think, well, if I'm going to test this for a month, what is the spend that I can manage every single day for 30 days? So if it's $5 a day, no, that's $150 for the whole month that you need to set aside to be able to at least test it. And that is how I would approach Etsy ads over a minimum of a 30-day period, because you need to see what's going on. You need to give Etsy ads time. But also you've got to make sure you have the budget to get through the entire month. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know about what I've shown you about the new developments to Etsy ads. Get into my comments. I want all your thoughts on this. Good, bad, ugly, give it to me straight. I need to see what everyone thinks about this. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The Booking Now button's coming up on your screen that takes you to a one-to-one booking form to book a Zoom call with me, free on Zoom, so that I can talk to you how in paid consultations and mentoring I can help you with your Etsy business. I look forward to catching you in the comments and catching you in the consultations. Cheers.